Hello everyone, welcome back. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more today about your coronavirus home defense plan. I've done two prior videos on this subject. The first video I did focused on the overall strategy that centered around the possibility that police may not be showing up. Okay, so we have to figure out if the police are likely to come or likely not to come. And based on that, we would have to figure out a defense strategy. Okay, so that was the first video. In the second video, I focused on the actual home defense plan inside of your home. Okay, the actual tactics of how you're going to defend your house. So I talked about that in the second video. You should go check that out. In this video, I want to talk about prisoner taking. Okay, so you got somebody that surrenders. What do you do with them? Okay, how are you going to handle that? Typically, normally rather I should say, when I teach home defense, we assume that the police are on their way, that the police will be showing up within a short period of time. And what I normally teach people is that if somebody surrenders, you immediately assert control. Verbal control, not physical control. You don't approach them. You assert verbal control. You tell them turn around, face down on the ground, hands out, palms up. Okay, like that. Not like this, like that. And the reason is if they want to try and get up, they have to turn their palms over. So that gives you a second to react. You're going to know that they're about to do something if you see their palms turn, facing, from palms up to palms down facing the ground. You know that they're probably about to jump up. Okay, so that's what I normally teach people when I teach my course. So that's a situation again where the police are on their way, and what I usually tell people is if that home invader decides that they're going to get up and leave, okay, you basically have to make a determination: are they a threat to you or are they not a threat to you? If they're a threat to you because they're moving in your direction, then you have to stop the threat. Okay. If they get up and they're running away, where they're not a threat to you, then you let them go. You don't try to stop them. You don't shoot them. You let them go. And the fact is, like I said, you're expecting the police to, you're expecting that the police are on their way. That person, right, that invader, is also expecting that the police are on their way. And that person is, in reality, just trying to get away from you, trying to get away from the situation. They're not going outside to reformulate a plan and come back in and attack you. That's what we can normally expect. Okay, now in this type of situation, right? We're basically we're now at the point that police are no longer showing up. Okay, they're no longer answering calls, and this. The home invader knows this. Okay, and he's got friends outside. Okay, him getting up and running away basically means he's going to go outside, rejoin his friends, and now you got to fight all of them plus him. Okay, so again, this is something for you guys to consider. Okay, now as far as prisoner taking, okay, what I normally tell people is that you cannot take prisoners unless you have control of the situation. Okay, so you can't take prisoners unless you have control of the situation. And if we look at World War II, and from interviews I've seen with GIs, because those islands were very hotly contested. Okay, for very long periods of time there was raging battles where Americans did not have control of those islands. And from the interviews I've seen, American GIs did not take prisoners. Okay, and in many cases where the Japanese tried to surrender, it was actually they had explosives on them, or it was a feint to an attack or a distraction so that they can be so basically it was a false surrender. So you cannot take prisoners unless you have control of the situation. That's my overall theory on this situation, because here's the thing: if you've got somebody that's trying to surrender to you, you have to consider what's going on there. That person might be a distraction for somebody else outflanking you, right, coming around the sides. Whether that be intentional or unintentional, it might just be that person is basically, just doesn't know what to do. He's shitting his pants. He's trying to surrender to you, and then his buddies pick up on the situation, and then they use the opportunity to attack you from the sides. So this is something that you have to consider. The other thing is, if you do take a prisoner, what do you do with him? I mean, the police are not showing up in this situation that I'm describing, okay? So now you have to wait. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have him handcuffed for 2-3 months until until things return back to normal. And if he gets loose or escapes, there's a good chance that he might try to kill you or kill other people in your family, and also now you got to feed him. So these are things for you to consider as far as prisoner taking. But the main thing is that this person who's surrendering to you, is potentially still a threat to you, and and the chances are that you're not in a position to control him long term or even immediately, because again, that might be so he or somebody else might use that opportunity to attack you from the sides while you're busy with this person. So something to think about. I'm not telling you guys what to do or what not to do. You gotta think this through on your own. But my general rule is that you can't take prisoners until you have control of the situation. And control of the situation in this case means that I know the police are on their way, and basically I'll be able to, hand this person off to them, and they can deal with them rather than, me have to be stuck with them. And all of a sudden now I have a very dangerous person here. How am I going to sleep? If I'm sleeping and this person gets loose, they're going to cut my throat. So, or strangle me, whatever they can do. So just something for you guys to think about. And the point of these videos is just to get you guys to think about this, so that if you are ever in this situation, you've already had a chance to think about it in advance, and you're not thinking about it, like when you're in the middle of it. Okay, so you already have some type of a plan. If you guys have any of your own ideas, please put it in the comment section. And if you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon.